University of North Carolina Chapel Hill's student government has taken it upon themselves to go against the pro-life movement. I'm Kate Hirzel, and you're watching Hot Take. Today we have co-president of Students for Life at UNC Chapel Hill's campus, Abigail Buxton. It's so great to have you on. Can you fill us in on what's happening on your campus?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's great to be on. So on July 6, 2022, the UNC Executive Board of the Student Government decided to release a statement that they will no longer be working with any group that's pro-life. A great example of this would be that if they were hosting an event on campus, they would not have Chick-fil-A, even though students love it on campus, just because they're a pro-life group that is known to be pro-life. So that's just very unfortunate to happen. And they have also released a statement of a list of abortion resources, but have failed to provide any of the pro-life resources that are available to pregnancy and parenting students on campus. Just yesterday, they held a protest called Redirect the Rage in response to the Dobbs decision. Instead of promoting debate and dialogue, they have shut that down and instead used their positions of power to promote their own political opinions.
Did it shock you at all, the reaction on campus after the Dobbs opinion was released?
I was shocked when I read the article that they had put out. But to be honest, it's happening across college campuses. It happened at Georgia Tech just the other day with their list of resources for pregnant and parent students that didn't provide any pro-life resources and stripped the mothers of their full range of options. So in a way, it's shocking, but it's also not. But I think it is a problem because in a time where we face such polarization, universities should be the place where students learn to debate and learn to understand people who have a different opinion and have those tough conversations. Instead, at a public university, we're learning to just shut down and say that one side's right. And when these students graduate and move into the real world, this is going to be a major problem. This polarization is not going to be solved and lessened like it should be from these new students. But instead, these graduating students are going to go into the real world. They're not going to know how to debate. They're not going to know how to listen to a differing opinion. And I think that's going to be a major problem for polarization that's already been pretty bad.
As you're aware, at UNC Chapel Hill, some of your fees go out of your tuition towards your student government. How does it feel knowing that your dues might be going towards a pro-abortion organization?
Yeah, it is extremely frustrating. The Supreme Court ruled in the University of Wisconsin System versus Southworth case, and they were pretty clear that when a university collects fees to promote extracurriculars that allow debate, that they should be neutral and should not pick a side on these debates. So it's really disappointing. At UNC, we pay about $1,000 in student fees, some of which go towards things like the student government. So to see them use this position to only push a certain viewpoint instead of allowing for that debate and dialogue that should be had at a public university. This is where we learn, we have new experiences, we hear different people, we understand things that we didn't before. So instead to shut down that debate and dialogue and to say this is the right answer and this is the route we're taking, especially on such a divisive issue, it was quite disappointing.
Do you think that your student government is going to reverse the decision that happened at your university? Is your group doing anything to push back?
So that is the good news, is that there has been a pushback from pro-life students who are standing up against this executive order and saying that this is wrong. Letters have been written to both administration at the university as well as to the executive board requesting that they rescind their statement and instead work with pro-life groups, because we think that it's important that a group that's supposed to represent everyone, that they also promote debate and dialogue on divisive issues like these instead of pushing their own political opinions. I think that when these students go into the real world, they need to know how to debate and how to learn from people with different opinions and how to compromise. And right now, this public university is putting out students who can't listen to the other side of a debate. So we're calling on the university to do that. And we hope that UNC and the executive board make the changes necessary to make sure that this doesn't happen again on our campus and to correct what has happened, but also that we can be an example to other universities so that doesn't happen to their students.
Thanks for joining us today, Abigail. I'm Kate Hirzel, and that was Hot Take.